Devon Larratt is 51 years old. His arms literally don't straighten anymore, and he's still the #2 arm wrestler on the planet. He spent 20 years in Canadian Special Forces and left it all behind for arm wrestling. This conversation with Joe Rogan was absolutely wild.
Yeah.
His arms don't straighten out.
No, they don't, unfortunately. That didn't
crazy.
work. Yeah. It didn't work when I was trying to fight Thor either. It kind of limited the extension. But
when did that start happening?
So I got into club arm wrestling. I arm wrestled when I was a kid, but I got into club arm wrestling around like 18. By the time I was 20 or so,
He calls it weaponized arthritis. After 3 surgeries just to remove bone growth, he says his locked elbows actually give him an advantage because his ligaments kick in sooner. Most people would retire. Devon turned his injuries into a weapon.
Weaponized arthritis. Okay. Because there are ways you can kind of make your loss of range work for you at times.
Really?
Yeah, because there's like if you're doing an arm bar, okay, like your body resists with the ligaments and the tendons.
Mm-hmm.
So that starts higher for me. And I think that there's a muscular strength component that kicks in as well right at the end of the range to protect you. So I just have a higher, arm bar, Did
it help?
Here's the insane part about his training. Devon does 10 hours of wrist curls in a single day. Lightweight, 100 reps per set, all day long. He says it heals him. It's not about heavy lifting. It's about blood flow through the connective tissue. By the way, support LARpcast by subscribing. I help you condense huge podcasts into just a few minutes so you don't miss the gold.
Wait.
So, super debatable, okay? And I've done all of it.
Mm-hmm.
What I've found is, in my opinion, you only have so much energy, and this is something we got to really weigh in, because if I could just smash, heavy stuff all the time and take steps forward, I'd do it. But I've found that you don't want to detract from the thing that you're really, really trying to do. So anything that takes away from your ability to do that, I think you should look at cutting. The best part of my training is on the table. So anything that kind of messes with that, I don't want to do it. I've done a lot of systems where I'm lifting heavy, but the thing is they take energy, they take resources, and
Then Devon drops this concept he calls pumpkin training. You know how giant pumpkin growers pinch off every flower except one? Devon does the same with his arms. He literally only trains his right arm. His left has withered. He says balance is overrated when you're chasing a world title.
You ever seen those fairs where they have like a 800 pound, right?
Yeah.
So what that teaches is, if you want to have a giant pumpkin, you pinch off all the flowers on the vine, except for one.
Oh.
Yeah, my giant pumpkin. Yeah, so I try and put everything into the right. I try and put all, and this is specialization. So I've done this project I did it for 6 years before.
So when you're saying you put everything in the right, you don't do wrist curls or anything with your left hand?
Nothing.
Joe was stunned when Devon explained that the best arm wrestler ever, John Brzenk, never lifted a single weight. The guy dominated the sport for 25 years at 210 pounds, beating every monster on the planet, just from pure arm wrestling practice and technique alone.
How?
He's awesome. John Brzenk. So John started arm wrestling when he was a kid with his dad. And he's one of the first guys.
Can we see him do it?
Yeah, I'm trying to.
John's one of the first guys who, arm wrestling has kind of evolved in its respectedness, okay, as a sport. I think if you went back 40 years and you talk about arm wrestling, people would be like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, let's go arm wrestle. And I'm going to get better by arm wrestling by doing pecs and glutes and, getting my whole body strong. And John was kind of one of the first guys who was like, I'm an arm wrestler. I practice arm wrestling. I go to tournaments. I don't need to lift weights.
But the craziest moment? Devon casually mentions he saw an 8-foot-tall Afghan warlord while on deployment with JTF-2. He saw this man through optics at 200 meters and says the guy was twice as broad as any normal human. Joe's jaw literally dropped.
This guy, he was maybe twice as big. He was huge. He was a massive dude.
Like how big?
I think he was 8 feet. I think he was 8 foot something. And it's embarrassing. It's like, Devon, you're crazy? No, he's big.
How? And he was 200 meters away.
He's about 200 meters away, but I can see the guys. We got optics. Our officer was probably somewhere between at the bottom of his chest. Great big Afghan dude, big beard, big dude. And his lackeys around him were normal size. Great big warlord. So they're out there. There's big people.
And then Devon told the story about his teammate who got possessed by a demon during deployment. Speaking in tongues, knowing everyone's sins, the whole deal. A military priest had to do an exorcism and said he recognized the demon from previous cases. Absolutely chilling stuff.
It's so weird. It's demonic possession. You know, we had a guy. I worked with him very closely. For a super smart guy, great guy, awesome dude, awesome soldier. And yeah, I mean, he got possessed by a demon. He started speaking in tongues. He knew everything about everybody. He could speak different languages. He knew everything about everybody's life. He knew all their sins.
What?
He knew all the sins people did, even from their childhood.
What?
He got taken to the medical system.
This podcast had everything. A special forces soldier turned arm wrestling champion at 51, weaponized arthritis, pumpkin training, 8-foot giants, and literal exorcisms. Devon Larratt is one of the most fascinating humans alive. Drop a comment telling me which part blew your mind, and subscribe for more daily LA ARP cast breakdowns.